Welcome back, Terrible Warriors, to another episode of our Underhill Bywater playthrough. Underhill Bywater is a game about halflings who don't want no adventure, thank you very much. They have quiet lives, but they don't have boring lives. And last week, we went through and we introduced you to the citizens and residents of Under-Moot up in the North March. We got to meet our 3-player character halflings. We got to hear about the rumors of wolves coming down from the hills and the dangers that are out there in the deep wood, as well as word that Needleford nearby has got a beer that puts the Dog and Pool pub to shame. And so, well, there's a few people in town who definitely want to go and find out of what all the fuss is about. And at the end of this season, Polliver will be celebrating a birthday. Polliver is a retired adventurer who has set up back home, and they have a pub of their own, the Whistling King's Accords. But we'll remind all of that to you as I introduce you to our halflings that live in Under-Moot. He's got a bad reputation. He's very tall for his family stock. He is quite lazy. He's probably having a nap right now, but he's growing flowers. He's got silkworms in his farm, and he's hoping to convince the elite establishments that he should be the one to make the ribbons for the Blue Ribbon Harvest Festival when it comes up later in the year. Hugo Weaving, welcome back, Velvet Duke.
Thank you very much. I am looking forward to either sleeping on the job or winning over everyone's hearts.
Or ideally both. Wonderful thing about winning the contract to have the ribbon of the ribbon for the Ribbon Festival is that you don't have to be awake during that festival. The job will be done, and you can sleep in during the Harvest Festival and let the ribbon do all the work. It's perfect. It's a perfect plan.
It's a perfect plan.
He's the town leech. He lives in Deep Tunnel, the deepest hole in town. He's a member of the Tunneler family who, well, their roots grow deep into this town, as deep as the holes they live in. Darcy Tunneler, welcome back, Sean.
It's good to be back. I am excited to hopefully finally maybe talk to my crush.
I know, you've got your eyes on Edith Headstrong, the famous adventurer who's never settled down since returning back on an adventure with Polliver. And the most, her hobbit hole is not a hole, but rather a big barge set against the rock. They one of the few seafaring halflings in all of the Four Farthings, and the town rope maker, but in a deal made with the Tax Collectors Guild, promised to not deal in any actual money exchange. So you can purchase rope from Edith by sharing a shanty, and if you pay in shanties, you can get her goods, but you don't want to just share any song with Edith. You want to share a song that will win her heart.
Wish me luck.
Boy, like yeah. No, I mean, I don't want to immediately say, don't go barking up this tree, but
don't go barking up the wrong barge.
You're not the first one to try, and you won't be the last, I think. And finally, member of the Puttering family. Polliver is a Puttering himself. So the Putterings have a big reputation to live up to. They're known for going off on adventures, and causing all kinds of trouble. And in fact, Polliver was bringing so many guests when they returned back to Under-Moot that they set up their own tavern, the Whistling King's Accords, so that those adventurers could have a place to go to, so that the rest of the halflings could go about their respectable lives. But Lana Puttering doesn't want to have a respectable life. Lana Puttering wants to head out and have a beer at every tavern in the Four Farthings. But it's hard to go out and find every tavern in the Four Farthings if you don't have a list of every tavern. And Polliver has that list. And his birthday's coming up at the end of the season. So the plans are in motion for you to go out on an adventure of your own. You're the town courier, so you have all the reason to leave and return without causing too much attention. It's not, it wouldn't be unusual for a courier to have to deliver letters to another village and be gone for days at a time. So you've set it all up. Everything's in place. All the pieces are arranged. And now it's just a matter of, do you have what it takes?
I certainly don't have the money it takes, not after betting on that chicken.
No. Oh my goodness. That's right. Right at the end of the last episode, we found out that you seem to have a poor gambling problem, where you bet on the wrong chicken at an underground chicken race, and you now owe Darcy's cousin,
Belladonna.
Belladonna Tunneler. There are so many characters we've made. Belladonna Tunneler, the town methier, a mead maker. Belladonna, you owe Belladonna 6 copper, which is a not insignificant amount of money when you have pennies. 10 pennies is a copper, and you owe 6 of those coppers.
That's what, 60 beers? That's 60 taverns.
That's 60 beers. That's 60 taverns. That's at least half of the 4 farthings. So you've got a thing going on, but maybe Nibs has got your back.
Nibs always has my back.
Where we start at the Dog and Pool pub with the very good boy Luke making his way through the feet of the halflings and coming up to your table, where you can always be guaranteed that Lana will be feeding Luke some extra scraps from the table. Luke is listening in on the conversation as Nibs comes down and brings drinks to the table and is telling you all about, have you heard about the wolves coming down? Sheriffs are putting out a bounty. Wolf pelts will bring in extra money. If you're looking to pay off your debt, Lana, maybe that's the way you go. You talk to Griffin, get some arrows, go out, hunt some wolves, bring back the pelt. You could get Belladonna off your back, and you could finally be on your trip. You keep talking on about how are you going to go anywhere if you can't afford to even pay back Belladonna for a bad chicken call.
I know, but I mean, how much is each pelt? Really?
How much is each pelt?
I don't remember.
I think you did. I just didn't write it down.
No, but also perhaps, Lana, you don't want to have to do the math on this. Let's just say it's not enough.
I literally can't do the math on this.
Yeah.
They're giving a small reward.
Yeah,
for
I
pelts.
can do the math for it.
That's all Nibs knows. I mean, a small reward. A small reward. The key is reward, not small. Even a small reward might be enough to pay off Belladonna's debts and get you served. It could be a whole silver piece for all we know.
Sound like a small reward to me. I mean, I'm not so good at the figures, but...
Well, then we have to get more than one wolf pelt. I mean, there's 4 of us. We each bring back a pelt. You get all the money. We pay off Belladonna. We're on our way.
Oh, I've seen what a wolf bite can do to someone, though. That's, ooh.
Besides, I need you to get this debt out of the way so we can head over to the Pilgrim and Heart. And he gets really quiet when he does this, and he leans in so that the tavern keep of the Dog and Pool pub to get over here. Besides, I need you to pay off your debt so we can head over to the Pilgrim and Heart pub over in Needleford and find out what the big deal is with their drink.
Wait, why do I have to pay off my debt first?
Well, I mean, I'm not covering your costs when we go there. You're buying your own drinks, of course.
But since when have I bought my own drinks?
That's true. That does add up, actually.
You can't be expecting to go on a grand adventure where you drink at every tavern in the 4 farthings if you're not expecting to pay for your own drinks. How are you going to do this adventure if you're expecting everyone else to keep buying drinks for you?
I know. Ugh, you're right. No.
I'm not going to be there when you're up in the East March trying to have one of their weird fruit wines.
But you've always wanted their weird fruit wines. Come with me.
I can't go there with you. I have to keep the house down. I gotta look after her. I got a job here now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What does Nibs do? Nibs is the Fletcher.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Griffin. Yeah. What does Griffin do?
We didn't get that. We just know where he lives.
Griffin lives at number 8.
At
yeah, that's all I have written down too.
Lambini. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna roll for that then. Sorry, Nibs is the Fletcher, so Nibs is gonna hook you up with the with the arrows then, and get things going. And besides, I can't be going on no grand adventure. Look, I'm happy to set you up, and I'm happy to encourage you and to send you away. But Nibs is 24 on the professions list.
We're looking for Griffin.
42 is the town tailor.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Griffin is the town tailor. Griffin works. Griffin is a Lambingi at Empty End. One of the other Lambingis right next door is the Knacker, who is at number 15. Abigail Lambini and Griffin Lambini, So Lambingi is the tailor. Sorry, so he lives next door. Nibs is the Fletcher. Nibs has got. I could get arrows for you. Look, I'll spot you the arrows, but I'm not going to spot you a drink. Not anymore. Not after last time.
What did I? What was so bad last time?
I mean, Darcy knows what I'm talking about. That night was crazy. It looks like you're still nursing a
Darcy,
headache.
I love when you tell this tale.
Yeah. I totally remember what happened the other night. That's for sure. Oh, Yep. That's me.
I mean, that's how we ended up at the chicken race in the first place.
Wait, is that how we ended up at the chicken race?
Darcy demanded that we go to that chicken race. Darcy was like, "Oh, I feel good about this one."
I definitely remember that. That's the thing that I remember. If there's one thing I remember, it's wanting to go to that chicken race. That's for sure. Yep.
I just wish you hadn't done that in front of everybody. I mean, it's going to be really embarrassing to get back into the lads after that. They don't want to talk to me.
Yeah. He's nursing a beer and like slowly sipping it, and as his headache is trying to go away.
Nibs, we got to get you back in with the boys or the lads. What would be a good thing? What do they like?
I mean, what they like are prize chickens.
Mm.
It's
Wait,
really
don't you
it's the only thing going for them right now is this underground chicken racing.
You know, I've been thinking about entering Gobble.
You got to train them. You got to feed them right. Just don't kiss them. Just don't ever kiss them. Darcy knows what I'm talking about.
Darcy, right?
He just looks very, very sheepish and sort of like elbows Nibs and just, what? I don't exactly remember that part. Could you,
don't be joshing me. You couldn't, no one could ever forget what you did.
In fact, you use that
no matter how much they try, he then looks at you with a very stern look on his face and then gets back to the look at the table. But seriously, Lana, this is all about you right now. We need to get over to Needleford, but we gotta clear this debt or they're never gonna let you cross the bridge.
Okay, fine. What if I take, I know I am not necessarily in the tax collector's best graces right now, but maybe they have a couple jobs for me. At the very least, that would get me out of town.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, maybe you can get a mail to Needleford. I could hide around in one of the big backs. You could put me into the back of a cart and I could have a little nap along the way, get a little pony, drag us out there. We wouldn't even have to do the whole walking.
I can't afford a pony.
You wouldn't be. It would be a work expense. That's different from personal expenses. Just put it on the tax collector's tab.
Oh, I don't know about putting it on the tax collector's tab. I did that once, and I got to tell you, they were real ornery about getting it back.
That was the story that you told that got us to go to the chicken race.
Oh yeah, I remember telling that story. That's a thing I definitely remember about last night. Telling that story. Oh man, it was a good one. It was a doozy.
I think I blocked everything out except just how much I lost to your cousin. Why did you let me bet against your cousin?
Well, I'm sure it seemed like a good idea at the time.
We were trying to get on her good side so that she would help me with my dreams. You know, we thought maybe because, she is so respected, everybody loves the mead she makes. We thought maybe, adding that as a gift to my package to the other guilds. That,
$6 copper that I don't even have.
And you doubled down hard. It was just 3 originally. And you went, no, let's make it 6. I got this.
Lana just kind of looks at Nibs like, why didn't you stop me?
Nibs goes like, why didn't I stop you? Well, it's because I was looking after this maniac over here who was trying to eat one of the chickens after they had just won the previous race.
I'm sure they looked really delicious, and I had a valid reason for doing that.
You
kept saying, I will get back to what it was.
You kept saying nuggy.
So as this is going on, one of the sheriff's deputies comes into the dog and pool, and goes up to one of the notice boards and puts, like, sure enough, just as Nibs was telling you about, the rumors are true, a wanted poster for the wolf pelt, and they are offering a 7 copper reward.
Oh, really?
I rolled for it. A 7 copper reward for proof of you helped, like a bounty for helping to cull the wolf problems that have been hounding poor Bodo's peat farm and getting out there. They're encroaching into the boonies. Like it's dangerous when they exit from the deep wood.
Lana is not happy that the wolf pellet would actually, wolf pelt and wolf pellet are two very different things.
Very different.
Yes.
Very different. We tried the other one before. That did not get any copper.
She's very upset that the wolf pelt reward would be enough to cover her gambling debts.
Hey, you might even have enough left over to get a nice birthday present for Polliver.
Then
7 copper.
that could help me get on his good side to get his traveling map.
It's going to be the party of a century. You know, like it's not just that, it's an anniversary of their return. They say he's going to have a big announcement. There's going to be surprises. You never know what to expect at one of these things.
And if I can get him drunk enough, I might be able to sneak in and see where his map might be.
You could ask.
Oh, but that's not the way we do things. It's all about the cousin rivalry, right?
The nuance. So yes, that wonderful puttering charm. You know, if you just all talk to each other, maybe you wouldn't all be going off on adventures every generation.
You don't want to be known as a thief, is all I'm saying.
But is it a thief if you steal from your cousin?
Yeah, that's exactly what that's why they call it. That's exactly what the Tophers did.
Oh,
that's exactly.
That's
if
why
you
they call
steal
it
from your
Tophering.
family, that's even worse, actually, Lana. That's even worse when you steal from your own kid.
Okay,
Trust
fine,
your
fine.
family.
I'll buy him a nice birthday gift. I'll do it.
You got to do what
Okay.
I did and wait for the inheritance to come rolling in, and then you get a nice big house in your name.
Oh, but we have Hearth's.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know why you want to go anywhere. What are you going to do to Hearth's when you go on your tavern crawl?
I mean, that's a good point, actually. That's a really good point. I didn't think of that. And all my birds.
All your birds.
What could I do? What am I going to do with all my birds when I go on my pub crawl?
Well, maybe
Could you
the
imagine
Eagles,
taking them in a
maybe the
great
Eagle
big
Order will look
cart
after
with
them for
wagon?
you.
Oh, right. We have to get into the Eagle Order. I've got a new bird. She's beautiful. I think we might have a chance with her.
So the night continues. The tavern is the banal chatter of the night continues on. Is there anything anyone else wanted to bring up before I bring an end to this scene? We spent way too long on it.
Oh, go ahead.
I have a button line of the that's what she said, or that's what Darcy said, rather no, never mind. I've lost the moment.
Oh no, we lost it.
It was,
Oh no.
it was about being she's into it. It's like that's what Darcy hopes. Anyway, moving on.
Darcy realizes that copper would buy 70 beers and feels sick to his stomach and asks if the bar has a hangover cure of some kind. And consumes whatever madness.
And the tavern keeper reaches down to Luke, the dog, gives it a nice scruff, pulls up a little bit of actual hair of actual dog, throws it into some of Belladonna's mead. There you go. Best hangover cure in the West Farthings in the North March. Best hangover cure in the North March.
Well, in for a penny, in for a copper. Let's do it. And down the hatchet goes.
That's what you said last night too. Here we go.
Totally remember that. Yep. That's the thing I do. I remember saying that. That's the thing I say.
Does anyone have a scene they would like to go to? That they would like to propose?
Yeah, I would like to propose that we go to Bodo's because the wolves are right outside of Bodo's farm.
They're just howling through the night, and Bodo's just sitting there with his shovel and his torch and his lantern, being like, "Get away from my peat. It's my bog."
That's a lot of copper. Lana's gonna have a really hard time saying no.
So my hope would be to go there basically to get permission, even though the sheriff is the one asking or trying to do this.
Surrounded by ghosts and wolves. And I know that Bodo came up with the story with you, but he's starting to believe they're true because that howling kind of sounds like moaning. Ooh,
yeah, is this you? Did you do this? Like, no, this one's not
so
me.
when I said that there were ghosts over in the tavern, it wasn't supposed to be real.
So yeah, that would be my goal, is that if we are going toward the wolves, that we do a stopover scene there.
Yeah, so you want to stop by at Bodo However's. And Bodo, however, lives at Brassgate, the peat cutter in town. And it's nighttime. He's out there in the lantern. There's fog coming off of the peat of the bog that his farm is off of. And it's a spooky night with a moon high in the sky. And he's out there. He's got a dog of his own that's been like just terrified. He's curled up underneath his chair and won't do anything. He's like, what's the point in having you around if you're not actually going to guard anything? And he's sitting there with just a shovel. All he's got is his big shovel. It's like, if they come onto my property, I'm going to bash them. I'm going to bash them all. Keep my Pete.
Lana,
Yep. Go ahead.
Lana,
So sorry, he hears you coming up. Do you want to roll a subtlety check to not startle him?
I know how, because even though we've started the ghost things, it also is. Yeah, let's do a subtlety check.
Because I think you like messing with him.
That's it. That was what I was trying to say. It's like, we're friends, but we're also, we're also a little strange.
Is anyone helping?
I'm going to fail to help because I rolled a 6. So I think I went home to grab my shield.
If you're helping, you wouldn't roll. You would just say, I'm helping, and then Velvet would roll twice.
You just say I'm helping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try and help, but I'm dragging a giant human-sized shield with me.
Oh, you're bringing the shield with you. Okay.
I'm bringing the shield. We're dealing with wolves.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. This shield is like a
pitchfork.
tower shield for a halfling. It's way too heavy for you. You're not actually going to be able to carry any weapons while you're carrying the shield. It's like a two-handed item that you have to carry because it's so strong.
Lana's like elbowing Nibs and being like, you brought the arrows, right?
Oh, yeah. And look, we just hang behind Captain America here. We're not going to go anywhere.
Did me asking to do this interrupt what you were going to do?
Oh, actually, that's
Joe?
a really good point.
No.
Sorry. You asked, did I bring the arrows? And I'm going to respond with high or low on the die roll. We're going to flip a coin on this, on whether or not I remember to bring the arrows.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know how responsible Nibs is.
Joe?
So high or low. And
I mean, Nibs hangs out with me, so
Yeah.
let's
So
go high.
If you're successful, you get to decide if Nibs remembered or not. I rolled
Okay.
a 3. You remembered, so you go to Nibs. You remember to bring the arrows, right? And Nibs is like, "What are you talking about? I gave you the arrows at the pub. You're supposed to bring the arrows. I made them
What?
for you. I made like a dozen of them. I gave them to you.
No, you didn't.
I left them right under the table so that no one else would see them. They were right under your chair. I spent all afternoon putting them together. I
Wait,
fletched
so
them.
you mean that those sticks that Luke was carrying around weren't sticks?
Oh no, the dog! you gave my arrows to the dog.
Yeah.
Lana, we're about to go up against a pack of raving, bloodthirsty wolves, and we left all of the arrows as a chew toy for the dog at the pub.
Well, he really is the best boy.
What are we gonna do? Okay, all right, that's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. But look, we got a shield, and
I have my pitchfork.
and we got the pitchfork. We're fine. Look, and we'll keep an eye out.
I'm a walking stick.
You
I
got
never
your
leave
walking
home
stick,
without
you'll
it.
get him away, and I've got other things to do. I gotta go now.
Nibs, no, wait.
Is Nibs gonna leave? Does anyone want to try and keep him around?
Yeah. Yeah,
Lana's gonna try.
Okay, that just sounds like a good old charm. Who's got good charm? Does anyone ever? Oh, actually, Lana, you have 2 charm.
I do, and I'm friends with Nibs.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so
it sounds like Hugo is also trying to help. So roll twice and give the better of 2
Okay.
results.
I got a 1.
Okay, what do you say that keeps Nibs on your track? You just grab him by the neck and like, if you leave, I will haunt you.
No, so I actually say, if we get a wolf pelt, we'll go tomorrow.
We'll go. Oh, yeah. You do this for me. I do this for you. We do this wolf thing now. Tomorrow we go to Needleford.
Yeah.
Oh, that does sound like really good beer. Okay. All right. Fine. All right. I'm a Fletcher. I'm a professional. And he just starts going around and like trying to pick up like old sticks on the ground and like we'll just make something going.
Wait, why don't we just go back to the inn and try to get?
Okay, so the two of you are going to
back.
run back to the pub, and they'll meet up with you in a minute. We'll meet up at Brassgate before you head out. So Lana and Nibs are going to run back to the pub and wrestle Luke for their arrows back.
Yeah.
And Darcy and Hugo are going to continue on to Bodo's farm. Okay, so I've described kind of what Bodo's up to. We're doing subtlety to not startle him. What did you roll there?
My rolls were I got a 1.
You got a 1. Okay, so the ball's in your court. You can decide how you approach Bodo, if you want to scare him for giggles or if you want to just approach him. But he's on high alert with his shovel. He's got his lantern casting light out over into the foggy field. His scared dog underneath him going like, what's the point in even having you around?
Yeah, so my plan is to come in actually from the side as opposed to down the road, so that I can be like, "Who's home?" and we're going to come for you. Join us or else, please. So hungry.
By the maker, Hugo. If I thought you were anyone else, I'd be dropping a shovel on your head.
We are mighty heroes.
Maybe I'll just drop a shovel on your head anyways,
Okay,
just for the giggles.
Yeah.
Knock some smarts into you. This isn't a joke. There's wolves out there. I've heard them. Heard them.
That's why we're here. Don't worry, Bodo.
They want my Pete. they want my Pete.
It is
Hugo, they want it all.
It's the best Pete in the 4 farthings. And we're going to protect it for you.
There's nothing worse than a peat wolf. There's just nothing.
Nothing, yeah. When the wolves eat the peat and turn into ghosts. Oh, so scary. Bodo, look, I'm just wondering if you have anything that can help us out. I know old Ralphie there will not be much of a warrior, and neither are we.
He's got his farming shed with all of his tools. So like anything in there, along with like your pitchfork, there'd be other things you could use as improvised weapons.
Yeah.
So like really anything you can imagine. He's got some rope, and he's got lots of lantern and lantern oil, and of course the peat itself that he's made, because like peat fires are good and they burn, and so you've got the option if you wanted to start fires. No one here had. There's actually a gnat called Spark, which you can turn anything into a flame if it can catch fire. Nice. And so. So he's like, you can have your look at the shed. Yeah. You can take whatever you want if you can promise to keep them off my property. But Bodo can't leave. He's got to guard his castle.
You take care of the peat stores.
If he leaves Brassgate, there might not be a Brassgate when he returns.
We're going to venture out. We're going to wait for 2 more people to come. Darcy.
And if you want to take one of his lanterns, he's got like a big lantern on a stick. If you want to take that with you as a light source,
I'm going to take one. I was going to recommend Darcy. Maybe we change the shield out for something a little bit more aggressive.
I mean, it feels really safe, but that's probably not the worst plan. He says, cowering behind the shield.
We're walking toward wolves. So I don't know if safe is a choice anymore.
You do.
Something more hunting. You see them more nimble.
You do make a good point there, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're hoping that the shield falls on one of the wolves.
I mean, that was kind of my hope, but let's have a look, see what's in the shed.
So yeah, we'll rummage around for a couple of lanterns, and then.
Why don't you give me, because you've got a lot of luck. Give me a luck roll.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what you might find. Something there that Bodo forgot about.
Sure. So is that just a D6 as well?
Yeah, D6, you roll 3 or under,
and
you're going to find something that's going to be really helpful.
I got it too.
Oh,
you got it too.
Hey.
So this is going to be really funny for both Nibs and Lana, because you find underneath the hay and other things that are like in this shed and all this, like there's like a piece of cloth, and you lift it up and you find a little wooden box, and you open the latch and you lift it up, and it's an old crossbow with 6 bolts like in the lid of the case, ready to go, and it looks like it might have been from the old Polliver expedition. You heard that part of the howevers were involved out there, and they set off with Brassgate, but they never came. Bodo has Brassgate, but the adventurers that went out, all they have of that trip is the family crossbow, and so it's been there, kind of forgotten about at the bottom of the shed. So you've got the old however crossbow with six bolts that you can use that might be able to help.
Nice.
And unlike an improvised weapon, it's a proper weapon. It'll actually deal like D6 damage.
Mm-hmm. Darcy, do you know how to use one of these?
Oh, let me make it a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
It doesn't say however on the side. It's got the Topher Herald crest on the side of the handle of the crossbow.
So, Darcy, why don't you hold on to the crossbow instead of the shield?
Sure. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, thank you.
Where's the shield going, Darcy? Is it just going on your back like a big turtle?
Oh, if I can carry it.
Strap it on your arms and wear it like a backpack at the expense of your backpack?
But then how will I carry all the bolts? And it's going to be a whole... Yes, let's do it.
The bolts can just go into your belt.
Perfect.
And then you just wear the whole shield like a turtle shell.
Yes.
And it's big enough that if you go prone, your whole body can hide inside the shield.
Done.
If you go into like a fetal position and duck, the whole shield will just cap down on you.
Sounds perfect.
That's it. Like you're like an armadillo now.
Yeah.
You're really playing to your tunneler name.
I am a hobadillo.
So as you walk out with the crossbow and your bolts, you see Lana and Nibs running down with their arrows. and slobbered. They got like chew marks all over them. They're still a little sticky from the dog slobber, and they got their bow. Now there were 12 arrows that he made, but not all of them survived. So I'm gonna roll this D12 to find out how many the dog chewed. So you're down to half. You got by the time you made it to the dog pub. We just do a little quick aside. The time you made it to the dog to the dog and pool, Luke was there and he'd just been chewing on them like they were a chicken wing, and none of them had snapped under his teeth, and it was like, I don't know. Hopefully that's good for his teeth. Hopefully that's fine. The fletching arrows got to act as like floss. Anyway, you were able to get a couple of the arrows back, and of the 12 that Nibs made for you, 6 of them got snapped.
Oops.
And so you've got 6 arrows left for your archery. and the crossbow. So you got some bolts, you got a shield. And Bodo tells you that they're over in the shed, and you just keep them off my property. And you can hear them off in the woods.
Lana kind of looks around and is like, we'll do our best.
I hand over one of the lanterns on a pole.
Nibs takes the lantern. I'll look after this. I'll keep a light out, and you keep me all alive. How about that?
That's the goal.
Lana's looking more and more skeptical as time goes on.
You may not be
have
alive.
any of you ever fought a wolf before?
No.
I think I read a book about it once.
I mean, after tonight, I feel like I just fought Luke, and that's kind of the same thing. We got the arrows back. I've done my job.
Nibs, what are you talking about?
I made you the arrows. I made you the arrows, Lana. You want this life. This is the life you want. This is what it's like, living life on the edge.
But you didn't fight.
Afraid that you'll never come home. Afraid that any moment might be your last. Every step you take further away from home, it's a step closer to your demise. This is what you want, Lana. He's trying to teach you some kind of life lesson.
And Lana still is stuck on the fact that he thinks he fought Luke for the arrows. I traded Luke a piece of peanut butter for the arrows. What are you talking about?
I put my life on the line. I had to what? You had the peanut butter. It was my hand reaching out to the arrows. He could have chopped it right off. He might have thought my hand was a piece of chicken leg.
But Luke is the goodest boy.
Finding out that Nibs is kind of scared of everything.
Nibs, do you want to go hide in the shed? Would that make you feel better?
You're absolutely that would be awesome. Is that an option? Am I allowed to do that?
I will say, Nibs, you're lucky that I've seen dog bites.
Darcy the lantern. I'll make sure the shed stays safe. And he starts going and he starts barricading the inside of the shed. You hear him like moving a barrel and I just knock 3 times if you're alive, but knock twice if you're dead. And then I'll know not to open.
Don't open for any ghosts.
What do you mean ghosts?
And we wander off.
There's ghosts?
Lana's giggling.
Hey, wait.
And a lot of dragging and
He didn't say
clacking.
anything about ghosts. He's trying to move the barrels out of the door to get out of the shed, and it knocks and it like wedges and it sticks into the door. It's like, the door's stuck. I can't get out. You gotta get me out. There's ghosts in here.
The wolves will keep.
I think I heard something.
The wolves will keep away from the noise. That's one thing I know is that they don't like the noise of people. So he'll be in there a while.
he's just in the corner. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He grabs a piece of cloth. I'll just hide under this one.
With the lantern. He has it over the lantern on the pole as well.
Yeah. All right. So the 3 of you now, the brave folk, the foolish folk.
The foolish folk.
Foolish.
For certain values of brave.
You move out into the edge of Bodo's farm to the forest line of the deep wood. What do you do?
Seriously consider running away.
Spooky.
Oh.
I mean, the sheriff has like, oh no, I can't. I'm not Nibs anymore. I can't keep speaking like devil's advocate here. Back of your mind. Sheriff has people.
Yeah.
They've got like people. There's professionals. Polliver's always got those adventurers coming to his tavern. You could have gone there and seen if there was like a dwarf that wanted to do this. Dwarves love battle. They're always battle ready.
I think that if we act as like a shouting brigade and like shout them further into the forest,
Yeah.
then they'll get lost.
Make them more afraid of us than we are of them.
Then
This plan.
Then we've done our job.
We've protected
so
Bodo.
it's your plan to run through the deeping wood, yelling as loud as you can, banging pots and pans on the back of like the Darcy shield.
Yeah.
You just go bang, 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 and you're just gonna run from the deep wood back around and up to Lockmore.
Wait, before
back to your
Back
home.
to my place. Yeah.
before we do that, were there any traps in the shed?
I didn't.
No one looked,
We
and
didn't
Nibs
look.
has locked himself inside.
No.
We found the crossbow, and there were like farming
We have
tools.
a crossbow
We do.
And a pitchfork.
and a pitchfork.
And a big shield.
I don't think
And-
any of those are wolf traps.
I think my head is getting
No
better.
snares,
You know,
no leg holders, no cages.
if we set the shield up with a little bit of food under, then we could trap the wolf under.
Yeah, like a real
I could
Wile E.
guess.
Coyote moment.
Yeah.
That could get us a pelt, maybe.
If you use your woodcraft, you could use that to fashion a trap out of the giant ancestral shield that Darcy has. Or you can run through the woods using your wrangling, I would let you do.
Mm.
Or luck with Weaver, whoever wants to roll with that, banging as loud as you can, going, ah, as you run through the woods, which I also think mentally would be just a perfectly mental image. And as you run kind of like a horseshoe shape trail into the wood and then out of the wood and then out to Lockmore and run right into Velvet's home and lock the door and hide until morning. And you've won, you scared them off.
I like that. I like that
I
plan.
love that. Although it wouldn't get you
And
the pelt.
If this plan doesn't well, but here's the thing. If we convince the mayor that we scared off all the wolves, then we don't need the pelts. They'll just give us the reward.
I like this idea.
This is a great idea. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong. Let's do it. And we can always set a trap tomorrow if this doesn't work.
Operation Pots and Pans.
Pots and pans.
That's
Yep.
the plan.
Pots and pans.
We're not fashioning the trap. Okay. All right.
Operation
got the
Noisy
highest?
Neighbors.
I think this is luck.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit anything else.
Yeah,
So-
I have woodcraft, but not luck.
So yeah, it's definitely not wrangling.
Oh, I have 2 luck.
You got 2 luck. That said, Hugo's got 3. So
And this- This was Hugo's plan.
But you're the one helping Lana, so you'll get
Okay.
the 2 rolls, and you take the better of the 2.
All right. I got a 2. That.
I was gonna say, if you didn't get a 2, you were running into wolves.
Yeah.
So, all right, paint that picture for me. How does this play out? The plan is flawless.
The plan. So here's the thing: 2 of us are really tall, and 1 of us isn't. So 2 of us are holding the shield up
On your shoulders.
and Lana is jumping up and hitting it. So it's irregular beats.
Pong, pong.
Yeah, and I'm using my walking stick to help because even jumping, I'm not quite tall enough.
And we're going as much through, and every now and then we're getting hit a little bit by either brush or some low
Bats.
Bats.
Like you got bugs. You're running through spider webs. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Your eyes are closed. You don't even know where you're going.
Sometimes we're hitting into little divots that have happened because of the rain or whatever. So we are
Birds
also going
are
up and down.
flying out of the trees that were sleeping at night, and they're just like, because it's like unholy racket.
A squirrel
just pounding through.
Darcy's headache is also getting worse.
Fallen out and dropped on the shield and is skittering, trying to get off the shield because we're moving.
Yeah. There's you're just like riding on the roof of a car that's trying to drive away, and the squirrel's holding on with 2 hands. And at one point it lets go and it opens up its arms and it falls safely to the ground and it runs off into the woods. And these 3 idiot halflings just bang, 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 bang. Get out of here, wolves!
We prefer the term half-wit. So
you get out the tree line. You see the gates to Lockmore up ahead. Of course, Lockmore famously has no locks on the doors, but it only opens for family members. So as it's coming towards you, it senses your presence. It opens up for you. 3 of you come running in. You crash down to the ground. The door closes behind you. You're all out of breath. You think you did good. I think you scared them off.
We did it. I wonder how many copper they're going to give us.
We're the best. We are the best wolf. Running with wolves, dancing with wolves. We're the best.
This could become a whole new thing in town. Late night, full moon wolf running. Bet the lads would like it.
Oh, I bet the lads would love it.
They'll forget all about their chicken races. This will be the new race. It'll be an amazing race.
If you could get them into wolf racing and you could make some money off of that, you might be able to pay back Belladonna. How do you spend the rest of the night?
I'm going to
lock the door and go to sleep.
I'm going to share some of my tobacco. We'll make plans for
have a celebration.
For
that was an adventure.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember when? Well, we'll have some of those anecdotal of the thing that just happened.
And we've definitely left Nibs in the shed overnight.
I was gonna say, if you didn't mention it, you were gonna have to find him in the morning.
We're not going back out there. Are you kidding?
No.
There's ghosts in these woods.
Yep.
And wolves. We chased them off, but they're still there somewhere.
And Bodo doesn't know Nibs is in the shed, so Bodo's hearing this.
So Bodo just hears just sounds like a ghost in his shed.
Ghost in the shed.
Yes. So it's a twofer.
Perfect. Okay, so morning rises on a new day in Under-Moot. You head out and check on the shed. Nibs is asleep in a corner, curled up underneath a cloth. Bodo is out in the field with his dog, checking the peat, making sure that the fences are still up. And he sees you coming around. He goes, oh, you're alive. I thought for sure that unholy noise was the sounds of your death throes. I thought they'd all gotten to you and torn you limb from limb. It looks like there's not a scratch on you. Did you come back out of it? How many pelts did you get?
We did better than that. We got...
You did. You got 12 pelts.
We got no pelts, but also no wolves.
Oh, so you did. You completely failed at your task, is what you're saying.
But your farm is fine.
Why do I feel like I should not be congratulating you for that?
We scared off
your farm
wolves,
is fine.
Bodo.
Farm's fine, and I haven't heard anything at all today. And look, even old Peanut here, he seems to be back to his old self, not afraid. That said, you should probably go check on the shed. Pretty sure one of the ghosts got locked in there.
We'll take care of it.
Lana just almost falls over laughing.
Don't worry, Bodo. We'll take care of whatever's in the shed. We'll be noisy and take care of that too.
You sure you've dealt with the problem? They're not going to be coming back anymore.
We scared them off good.
And if
we scared them off real good.
We're going to start a recruitment campaign.
The lads will be all about this.
All about it.
Okay. So Bodo's not quite sure. Someone might want to give a charm check. That's Lana. You're the charmer.
I am the charmer. All right. So I need to roll a 2 or a 1. Mm-hmm. I rolled a 5.
Does anyone want to? Is anyone helping to sugar things over? I mean, certainly, you know Bodo, Bodo pretty well there, Hugo.
But I also know that I am not the one to be able to console him once he gets to a certain level. So I'm keeping out. I'm purposely I'm trying not to spark any new fires with it.
It's a lost cause.
Is there anything you want to help?
I'll definitely be helping out.
All right. How do you help out with the charm? What do you do to help smooth things over?
Oh man.
Because he started to be like, what do you mean? Are you sure you got rid of them? I mean, he didn't bring back any pelts. He made a whole lot of noise. I think you've attracted more ghosts to the neighborhood than ever. You should never have made those stories up about the tavern, because now I think the ghosts thought the stories were real, and now they're really here for real this time. And now if we try to tell anyone, they won't believe me because we were the ones who made up the story. And he started to get really upset.
Listen, I had a cousin of a friend of a family member of a cousin of a pal who told me a story about how to get rid of wolves this one time, and it was all about the noise. You gotta keep telling them about the noise. It's all about the noise.
Roll a second time, Lana.
Okay.
All right. That fell on the floor. That doesn't count. I got a 3.
You got a 3.
I got a 3.
It's close but not enough. And Bodo's like,
close but not enough.
Your friend's cousin's family cousin of a cousin twice removed on your mother's side says that if you make a lot of noise, you scare off wolves. I mean,
yeah,
I'm the one who's on the edge of the deep wood. If they come into town, they come through me first. But I'll just talk to the sheriffs and I'll see if they might be able to send some actual professionals out tonight. That's what I'll probably do. Appreciate the help, but it sounds like you didn't do anything to help.
I offer Bodo some tobacco, and I don't say anything though. I just pass him.
And he just kind of nods, and he just takes it and he starts packing it into a pipe. And he's just gonna sit out here in the bog, looking over his peat, thinking about his future, how things went so wrong.
We will collect our...
Nibs wakes up. He's walking out of the shed, stretching, looking up. Oh, hey, how'd the night go? You're all
Nibs.
Seasoned hunters now?
Indeed. We... Look, there's no damage.
Yep, well, you all seem alive, so maybe I was wrong.
And how many arrows do we still have?
All of them. All 6 of them.
All of them?
We have 6?
And we have a crossbow.
Seems a little suspect. He's like rubbing this out. Sounds like you didn't fire off any shots, you didn't kill any wolves, and you come back empty-handed, and you're claiming that you're victors.
But we
didn't need-
protected Bodo's farm, and that's what's really matters.
That's what really matters.
Lana, I know you're optimistic, and that's wonderful and adorable, and I love you for that. But if you're paying off Belladonna's debt, you kind of need proof for the bounty.
Wait, you don't think the sheriff will just reward us
I
for
don't think
not?
they're gonna take your word for it. No, I don't think they're just gonna. Oh yeah, you done scared off the wolves. You didn't tell anyone about it. And now you're just coming back and they're just gonna give you the. Yeah, I mean, if you want to try your hand at it, I'm sure there's 7 copper in it for you. If you can bring
Bodo
7
knows.
copper, I don't think you'd be currently 6 copper in debt for a bad chicken call.
Bodo knows. Bodo will back us up.
What if we got something signed from Bodo?
What, like some kind of attestation?
Yeah, I mean that's a fancy way of saying he saw it. Yeah, I can write something up. I know how to do that.
I tell you, I think my cousin's uncle in Needleford is a notary for the Tax Collectors Guild. He could probably sign something, make it look real official like.
Wait, you just want to go to Needle Forge?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no desire at all in trying out that beer after all the abuse you put me through last night. You locked me in a shed with ghosts, Lana. Honest ghosts.
You have a point. Okay, I'll talk to the Tax Collectors Union. I'll see if I can get a gig in Needle Forge.
Ford.
I will.
Needle Ford. If you're going to a place
Oh,
called
right.
Forge, it's probably a dwarven place, and that's a little bit off of your beaten path.
That's a really good point. Needle Ford. I'll see if they have anything in Needle Ford.
All right, I'm gonna go home and clean. I smell like shed.
So I don't know what the rest of you are going to do for the day, but I want to go back to my home and collect some flowers and deliver them. I want to at least feel like I've done something as we tell this tale.
So Lana would like to try her hand at convincing the sheriff to give her money. And if that doesn't work, she wants to go see if the tax collector has any gigs for her.
Yeah. Well, the sheriff's office will be up in the village square at the very top of town, and the tax collectors guild hall is right now where you were around down in the boonies. And as you're making your way back to the bridge across the river into the outskirts, you see that around the tax collector's hall, they've set up not a roadblock, but like an honest to goodness barricade, like with like pikes and sticks sticking out and like closing off not just the road, but like kind of shaping around the hall, and like they've like barricaded themselves inside the building and they've fortified the place.
Well, that's a heck of a how do you do.
And it looks, and they're currently doing it. Like they're banging them together and they're lifting up wood and they're putting things in. And they say you coming around going like, "Oi, get off the main road. It's dangerous right now. You gotta get home. Shelter in place."
From what?
From what?
There's goblins out in these woods. They came out and attacked a group of wolves last night.
Oh no.
Wait,
There haven't been a goblin sighting in the North March in 100 years, but they always said the big one was coming. You gotta get home right now.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Goblins.
Yeah, run for your lives. Also, don't forget to pay your taxes on time.
You don't suppose.
We've sent word out to Farthington to send in reinforcements. We're putting up the fire. We're bringing in the Thane. We're calling all the mayors of the 4 marches to rise up the militia.
this sounds horrible. But I don't even live at. Oh wait, I do live in town. Okay, that's good.
We were in
That's
the
good.
woods last night. We didn't see any goblins.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, we didn't.
We didn't hear any goblins either. I mean,
No.
we were banging and we were having a great time.
We scared off the wolves.
We scared off the wolves.
The 2 guards at the tower, who are just like tax collectors who have like put like whatever they can find onto them. One of them's wearing a pot on his head, and he's looking down. He's like, "You were out in the woods last night, banging and hollering and hooting. while there's rumors of wolves coming down from the hills and eating farm animals.
Yeah, there was a bounty on the pelts, and so we thought we'd do one better.
We would scare them off so that they won't bother anyone anymore.
It's like, and they start whispering back and forth. It's not a goblins. It's the goblins. I think it was just these three. What do you mean? It was just these three. We've sent out word to the Thane to bring in a militia. What do we do now? I don't know. We just got to double down. It's dangerous out on these streets. You got to stay inside. There's goblins.
I have one better. You know me. I am second to none for getting messages from point A to point B.
I know this one. That's Polliver's.
It is. I can intercept your messenger.
You're one of the putterings.
I am one of the puttering. I am a
puttering.
puttering. And I can intercept your message for a slight fee. The Thane will never hear about this if you entrust it to me.
It's like they sent it off into the center, right? So they just sent it down the road. They sent out the word the morning. I mean, if you could, we could get out of this. We wouldn't have to worry. I know, but like, if the captain finds out that we sent out a false alarm, we'll never hear the end of it. They'll shut the guild down for sure. We can't leave. We got to keep an eye out for all that inflation talk. Well, what do we do now? Maybe if they're willing to do it. We have 5 copper. We could offer a 5 copper if you could intercept and just, make the message go away, and undo, as it were.
You know that's I know that's more than my standard rate, but this is a special situation indeed. I'll do it for 6.
They start looking over. It's like, do we even have that? I don't know. There's the captain. So it's like, it's a deal. They've really got us over a barrel. What do we? Sure. Do you need us? I guess it's safe technically to come down, isn't it? We'll be right down. And I hear them like go down a ladder and like come, and they go through and they go through. It's like they've got a pouch. It's like, we don't look. We got whatever we could. We could put it together. I'm sure. Put it all in. It'll definitely for sure be worth that amount. We think.
I just take it and I say, okay, write me the letter as quick as you can, and I'll get on it.
Well, we already wrote a letter. We just need you to stop that letter being sent.
Right.
As fast as you can.
Right.
We
but
sent it down the road. You need us to write another.
I need you to write another letter.
An official letter denouncing the original letter.
No, just something to tell your courier that they need to stop.
And he's already got like a quill out. He's getting
We need
paper.
2 letters. Lana, we need 2 letters. We need a second one for the affidavit from Bodo.
Right.
Off.
So do this one first, and then do Then do
okay, we
Hugo's.
gotta put out a letter. We apologize profusely for sending out the letter that declared that the goblins were attacking. Goblins, in fact, were not attacking, when in reality it was just 3 halflings hunting wolves in the dead of night by banging a shield together really loudly. Sorry for the misunderstanding. The tax guild of Under-Moot.
And what can you?
And they sign it with a flourish.
And what does your courier look like?
What is a courier look? He said, and they describe it as a young lad, fast on his feet, red hair, can't miss him. An Aldwin stock. He likes to jog between towns as some kind of pastime. So we found him out on his morning jog and went, what day is it? Quick, send this message and warn them all. Goblins are coming. And so they sent out basically their Paul Revere. They sent out their Paul Revere. so we'll call him Paulie. Little Paulie. He's like 13 years and he's going, the goblins are coming. The goblins are coming. We just told him to yell that as loud as he could for as long as he could, for as far as he could. So you really probably should leave now, because he's been doing that for about an hour.
Whoa.
Okay, so Lana's gonna go back, tie the message that they wrote on one of her birds, and describe the person to her bird, and hope that works.
Give me a wrangling roll.
All right. So my wrangling's
That's
3.
your whole thing. Yeah, that's your whole deal.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. The bird just looks at you with overly intelligent eyes. It almost seems to go and nod in an abundant, and then it just takes off to do its job.
All right. And then I'm gonna probably like follow on foot just as like precaution.
So Nibs is all. So while you head home to do that, and the raven sent out, Nibs is all cleaned up. You catch him up, and Nibs sees you heading out. It's like, you're leaving already. Oh, we're going off to Needleford now. I mean, probably good to get the lunch rush.
No. I got a gig, and it's a good gig. 6 coppers.
Oh, good. That's actually exactly the amount that you need.
Oh shit! I should ask for more.
So Nibs is like, great. Well, I got to get to work because turns out I spent some of my inventory last night and the dog ate it. And it turns out my dad doesn't enjoy it when I tell him that the dog ate my inventory. So I'm going to be off doing what Fletchers do. I'm going to be off fletching. I'm going to go fletch.
Oh, feel free
Fletch you later.
Feel free
I'm
to
on a fletch quest.
Feel free to raid the coop if you need more feathers.
And he always does, and he never asks. And he'll look after Heart's Earth for you while you're gone, because it's a little nicer than having to share a hobbit hole with his paw and too many Fletchers in one house. And you gather your stuff together to go chase down Polly.
Yep.
And meanwhile, we cut over to events happening with Hugo.
So
you head out of Heart's Earth, and you've got your pack. You got your you've packed up your stuff. You're getting ready. You're going across the bridge. Just as you're going across the bridge, Hugo, are you coming across the bridge with your bouquet?
Yeah, I'm coming the other way.
You're going the other way into town.
Into town. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to the lads. I'm going to talk to the lads. I think this is a good idea. I think the wolf race is a great idea. I think they're going to double down on it, and I'll see if we can get a cut. Let's see if
you got this. You got this.
So it's really early in the morning.
Yeah.
So the lads are out getting brunch, which they call bench lunch. Where they go in front of the pub and pool and they just lay down on the benches and sprawl out like they're sunning themselves while they moan about not having enough for breakfast. And there's basically mall rats in front of the pub. Like that's how they're just hanging out. They're just all just like hanging around the fountain in the mall food court. And the tavern hasn't opened up just yet. It's getting, well, I mean, I guess it would be running in the morning as well. But it's the pub is there. But yeah, that's where all the lads are. They're just all lounging around like, loafers.
So I'm going to tell them what we got up to last night. That's
one of them's got his prize race chicken with him, and he's trying to feed him an energy supplement that he picked up from one of the adventurers from the Whistling King's Accord. It's some elven bread. It's just, it makes chickens go fast. Feed him a little bit and it'll keep him going for days. But the chicken won't have it. He's like, come on, man. You gotta do this. You gotta win.
When I'm feeding my chicken, when I'm feeding Gobble, I pretend to look up at the sun. That makes them really curious, and they look up at the sun. And when they get their beaks up,
all the lads start looking up at the sun themselves, and they're like looking directly into the sun. And they're like squinting, but they're not like doing it right. And they're like, kind of hurts the eyes though, don't it?
And it opens up their mouth.
How long are you supposed to look up at the sun until the chicken starts to eat? And he's just staring up at the sun as it's just burning his retinas.
The chicken looks up at the sun, and that makes them open up their beaks.
And he's looking up at the sun every time. Well, how are you supposed to know when the chicken's looking up at the sun when you're looking up at the sun?
Yeah, you look at me. Look at me.
Yeah. And it's just like sun spots in his eyes. He's like, can't really see with all the sun in my eyes.
That's what the chicken goes through. And then you
and
then you pop the food in.
Oh. And then he pops the food in his mouth and he eats it. That's great. That's good advice.
Yeah.
But shouldn't the chicken be eating it?
Oh, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. How does it taste?
A little dry, but sweet.
Maybe your chicken has a like sour instead of sweet.
They could dip it in some lemon. Yeah. Make it a little bit more of a tart experience.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So his eyes are completely clenched shut now because he can't see because he's looking at the sun. So he doesn't see any flowers that you've got.
Oh, they're not for him. They're not for them.
No.
The flowers are for other people. What I have for them is an opportunity. Hey, last night, what did the lads get up to? I mean, I know not as a group, but individually, what did the lads get up to last night?
I mean, officially, the lads don't get up to anything as part of our charter.
Yep.
We can't admit to doing anything because the whole point is that we're not to do anything.
Yeah.
But when we're not doing anything, you could say sometimes we get up to some things. So we did a things.
Yeah. We did a thing last night too. It was amazing. I love some of the things that y'all do, but what we got up to last night, I think there's an opportunity. I mean, not that you're looking for an opportunity, but if you were, our hearts were racing.
Some of the other lads are starting to move in, and they're like one of them's like lining who was laying out on the bench is like starting to like open his eyes and like sit up, and they're like their ears are perked. I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't take too much. Would this sort of thing be the kind of thing that would be a thing that other people would want to be doing?
Oh, well, there are some people I think who would love to do it, and others who would love to watch people do it, and others who would like to see who doesn't do it.
He's sounding like he's telling a riddle. Oh, you need to go to the Order of the Eagle if you've got a riddle, sir.
No, not a riddle.
We don't get up to any of that actual work.
No, that's thinking stuff. This is doing stuff. What we were doing last night. Oh, if you could see it, you probably heard it. Everybody probably heard it, and they're like, "What is that?" We were in the deep forest last night.
He's like, get out. No one goes out into the deep forest, not with the wolves out and about.
We went on purpose, and obviously I'm here. We made it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prove it, old man.
Well, if you talk to the tax collectors, actually they know what we got up to last night.
We go off talking to tax collectors. That sounds really official, man.
Oh, you want the unofficial story? Go talk to Bodo.
Old Pete Farmer Bodo? Out in Brassgate?
Yeah, don't touch his Pete. But if you talk to him, he knows what we were up to last night. And I don't want to tell too many people, you know? I mean, I would much rather the right people manage it. So I was thinking of you guys.
I don't know, man. We've already got so much on our plate, you know.
Yeah.
Got a full docket of activities today. I was just gonna lie on this bench.
I know, but sometimes those chickens don't want to eat the pill.
Nah, but now we're gonna look at the sun, and that's gonna like solve all of our worries. So I'm just gonna lie on this bench and stare at the sun and see what happens, man.
Yeah, it only works if the chicken looks at the sun. Sometimes the chicken puts on sunglasses. Or puts on a hat. My chicken loves to wear hats. I don't know about you, but like hats with a nice little ribbon. Very fancy.
They're just looking at each other like they're shrugging, like they don't know what to do with this. They're confused now. Like
we ran with the wolves last night.
Yeah. So you went out into the woods with the wolves, and you ran with them.
Well, we ran them off, and we think this could be an opportunity for other people to get some exercise, because every now and then you want to leave the hole, and to keep the wolves from ever coming into town.
One of the other guys, like the leader of the lads, perks up. Is like, sounds like you're talking about some kind of daring competition. How long can you survive in the woods, eh? Go out there?
How long or how quick you could get to another spot. That's what we did. We went to see how long it would take us to get from point A to point B through the woods.
He starts looking down, and he's like, the more leader of the lads, not the chicken guy you've been talking to, and not the one leading on the bench, but this other one. We're going to give him a name now. Hob. And Hob is he's a younger one. He is at number 8. He's Griffin's. He's from Griffin's Hole. And so was it where Griffin
Lambingi.
Yeah, so Hob, he's another Lambingi. So Hob Lambingi, Griffin's wee one, and he's like, all right, hey, draw me a map. Show me what you're talking about. There's some kind of dare competition on mind. Might have just the time coming up with all this adventure coming in with the upcoming party. Might be able to convince some people, make some bets, get some money on the side. That is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay. So, you've got a good amount of charm, don't you, Velvet? Oh, you've got no charm at all.
I have the opposite of charm. I've just been surprised it's gone on this long without them killing me.
Well, because they just don't care. So there was no peril to losing because they were just all like not interested.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell you what, if you succeed at this charm, you're going to get into business with Hob. If you fail at this charm, he's going to steal your idea and get into business without you and cut you out of the action. That's what's going to happen.
Sure. I mean, I accept, because I'm doing a long play, or I'm trying to do the long play. So I guess I need, what do I need?
You're rolling a D6, you got to roll a 1.
Right. All right. Does a random luck die want to jump into my pile? I got the very opposite of a 1.
Yeah. So Hobbs is going to spend the rest of the morning getting all of your ideas from you, and then is going to cut you out of the action and swindle you entirely, and make the lads run off and start this betting pool without you, and you're not going to get any cut of the action. Because it sounds like a rotten bastard. While you're spending time there with Hobbs, let's check in with Darcy. What are you trying to do here? So Lana's running off to stop Polly from warning them that the goblins are coming. And it sounds like Hugo is getting sucked into some kind of what's quickly turning into a risk dare Ponzi scheme involving the forest, where you get one, you run out into the woods and you convince 2 more people to run out into the woods, and then you can like waive your fees, and then if they convince 2 people to run out into the woods, they can waive their fees. And so they're turning it into like running with the wolves MLM style.
Awesome. So I had thought that Darcy goes home because he hasn't actually been to his bed since the night that he does not remember.
Yeah, since your whole hungover,
he hasn't actually seen his bedroom. So he goes to maybe lie down and take a nap, and he goes into his room.
Yeah, the door's wide open when you arrive,
and there is
door's wide open. And like everything inside is tossed.
Just a wreck. And he goes into his room, and there's a red robe on his bed with a note in his handwriting that just says, "Note to self: no time to explain. 3 winks to a shake this week. Songs, needle forward with a question mark, and then try the beer underlined 3 times with exclamation marks behind it."
And so you're grabbing the message in the rope and you're running after Lana.
Yeah. Just like
Because
stuffing the rope in the
Lana is
backpack.
running on the road to Needleford to try and stop Polly from getting the message that the goblins are coming.
That's got to be something to do with his night. He's not sure what, but he's got to figure it out.
The whole apartment, the Hobbit hole of deep tunnel that you're from, it's been tossed. It looks like someone else came through and was looking for something, or you were looking for something, and like everything's been tipped over, all the cupboards have been open, everything's been thrown onto the ground, and then right there on the bed, it was cleared out, like made open with this, what is it, a red rope in the note?
A red robe.
Oh, a red robe. I thought it was a rope, like like one of Edith's ropes.
Oh, no, although that would be awesome too.
And like tied onto the rope is the note. No, just a red robe, and with Needleford, try the beer underlined 3 times. That's our cliffhanger. Then and you're running out, kind of the way Bilbo ran out. Like, I'm going on an adventure, except you're holding the red robe and you're holding the note, and you're chasing after Lana, who's chasing after Polly, who's running out. The goblins are coming.
Perfect.
And then there's also a bird chasing Polly in there somewhere as well.
Yeah, there's a bird trying to like get to Needleford before Polly arrives, saying like, "Don't pay attention to the crazy kid." And I think that's where we'll call it for today.
Okay.
Yeah, night in the woods, Under-Moot style. You can't be trusted to get anything done. While you're winning, you're going to win over the lads and get them on that thing, and you're going to hearts and minds, so that they'll accept your invitation to the party.
Yes.
And then you're taking the flowers up the stairs to
The
Village
Knitters.
Square. Are you visiting the Knitter Circle?
Knitter Circle specifically. I forget who the other one is.
And then the Order of the Eagle.
Right. I don't
The
know.
Order of the Eagle is all about riddles.
Yeah. So that's a separate.
No, they're
thing.
not. They're all about birds.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
There's also the Rite of Lion. I forgot about the Rite of Lion was in town as well.
Mhm.
So that was what I was hinting at, because their thing is that they have red robes, right? Like that's what they.
Yeah, the Rite of the Lion is the secret society that like
Right.
everyone is told doesn't exist, but they see them coming in. That's where
Yes.
Darcy's coming into. So you can win over 3 of the 4. Would work, but the Rite of Lion, I forgot about them because they officially don't exist, and they're on the edge of town, and they're not real.
I like that there's
Yeah,
2
they don't
that
exist.
kind of don't exist. There's the red robed lion group who's like, we don't exist. And then there's the lads who's like, we're not a group. So,
But their parents tell them, you got to join up
Yeah.
with a meeting order. It's like, I'm part of an order already. I'm with the lads. We meet every day. We sit on benches. We're involved in entrepreneurial studies.
yep.
Yup.
We're going to be rangers now. We're joining the sheriffs.
So
We're deputized.
the other part of having them take over the scheme is that when word gets out that somebody was running around, blah, 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 focuses on them, not on the guy who's already disliked.
It was the lads. Yeah, if they find out that Hugo Weaver is the one who caused the great goblin panic of the spring of 23,
I have intelligence. It's actually written down. So
yeah, you're learned.
Meanwhile, Lana's just like, yeah, that was me.
We totally did that. We were the ones banging those pots and pans. We scared everyone. We made you think the goblins were attacking you in the middle of the night when everyone was on edge. All right. I don't know when we'll be back to check in on Underhill Bywater, but I like where this is going. There's a number of threads all happening. You're all running in different directions, but I'm sure we'll all get back together and we'll check in what's happening. If you'd like to find out more about this game, go check it out. I got a link to the itch.io page in our show notes, as well as the map to our town is up on Patreon, and any other writing material I can come across with, like character sheets, that'll be available for you to listen to. For now, I want to thank you for joining us here at this very strange, very different take on a tabletop fantasy RPG. I've been Game Master Justin with my halflings of ill repute.
Velvet Duke.
I'm Sean Horbachuk.
And Joe Drummond.
And until we meet again, whatever that might be, keep rolling dice, keep making your tables fun, and be good to each other. Bye.
Bye.
Underhill by Water is available at itch.io. There's a link in the show notes, and was created by Josh McCrowell at Rise Up Commerce. And it is a weird, fun, irreverent game that I highly recommend. Obviously, we're spending time, we're playing it. It's awesome. And if you're having a hard time following along with the narrative, I probably should have mentioned this off the top, but the map of Under-Moot is right there in those show notes you weren't reading. And you can get that image and have it open and have it aside for you to be able to reference while we're talking about where the different denizens of our village are living. That's very Lord of the Rings, I think, having the appendix that you can follow along with while you're listening to our episodes. Terrible Warriors has new episodes out every week, and you can stay up to date on what we're doing by following us on Twitter at Dice Warriors. All of our sections of the show, Meet the Makers, the podcast spotlights, Session 0, and now Underhill by Water, are posted in playlists for you to enjoy at terriblewarriors.com, including our entire catalog going back 9 years. We have played, I think, over 100 games at this point, and they are all available for you to listen to forever for free. And that's all possible because of supporters to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/terriblewarriors. And through there, you will also gain access to character sheets from our Session 0 episodes, as well as, if you want to get up high enough, there is a terribly important Patreon club, the Tip Club, a monthly game that I run for some of our Patreon supporters. Right now, we are playing through Forbidden Lands, The Raven Purge, and you can join in at any moment of this campaign and roll some dice with us. It'll be a really fun time. We'll be back next week with another Meet the Maker interview. One of the co-creators of Symbaroum, Matthias Ilya, to talk about Symbaroum's 5th edition conversion. It's on Kickstarter right now, and we'll break it all down for you right here next week on The Terrible Warriors.